tuning in. So today we're going to find out whether or not the Integra can be saved.
All right, we're at Kingman Bodyworks. It's up on the machine. Hopefully we can fix it. If you need any paint, body work done, or any of the above, Kingman Bodyworks, come check this place out. It's my bass player. He fingers bass. This is my buddy's, actually he's a guitar player and a presser god as well. This is his Nissan Pulsar that I really want to buy off of him. Super retro, super clean. But I have no room for another vehicles at the time. Don't have the time or money to be working on another project. But this would be a really cool vehicle. To do up for sure.
Let it sit there for a second. Give me a nice size hammer.
Oh, don't get under there. I tell you. Oh yeah, it's dangerous right now, man.
Yeah.
Pops loose, it'll queue up.
Depends on how old your chains are.
Adjusting camber on both sides is a lot better. I can easily adjust for positive and negative. But on this side yesterday, I maximized the toe in on the adjustment, and this is the result I have right now. So I have a trick up my sleeve that I think I might be able to remedy that, and that's only on the driver's side. Passenger side, which looked like it's sustained the most damage at first, I was able to fix toe pretty easily on this, but the camber I couldn't. As you can see, it has some positive camber. I kind of overcompensated with the camber adjustment when we took it off the machine, before we took it off the machine yesterday. So I'm gonna mess with that right now. But yeah, I'll show you guys what I have in mind for fixing up the toe out on this side, because once that's done and I set camber the way it should be, then this car should be good to go. Okay, I want to apologize first of all for the washing machine running in the background, but nobody wants the dirty clothes. So this is the adjustment arm for the toe that connects to the trailing arm. Now I maxed it out and I still have toe out. And I looked at a lot of different possible solutions and how I could adjust for that. And since this is on the side of where the chassis was not at least visually damaged, I didn't really want to risk putting it back on the machine again and then have them pull that side to accommodate for toe and risk ripping out the chassis out of the seam weld or whatnot, which I know can be repaired. But I came up with this idea and I figured, hey, if this doesn't work out, then I can just always go look at pick up part or go online and just order another one of these arms, since I know a lot of this, different chassis are compatible with these trailing arms as well. So anyway, what I ended up doing was cutting the adjustment arm shorter. I'm gonna take it back to Kingman Bodyworks. I'm gonna have my buddy Steve weld it up to where it's shorter, and he's gonna reinforce it. And I talked to him as well as a couple other people. There were some people saying that this isn't really a good idea, but a couple, between Steve and another welder that I told, they pretty much were saying if the welds are good enough, then it should be as good as stock, if not stronger. I'm even considering even boxing this arm just for extra reinforcement if he's down to do that. which is, if you guys don't know boxing, kind of similar to what some of the old hot rod guys used to do back in the day to reinforce some of their like control arms and whatnot. From what I've seen, they would get like a 1/8 inch thick or thinner, or maybe a little bit thicker depending on their application on their lower control arms. And you notice how some of them are like kind of not hollowed out, so to say, but just, you know, just one sheet and then cupped right here on both sides for whatever engineering reason. So basically, I'm just gonna get like a plate here. Let me just show you guys real quick. Something for an example. So something like this. Just put it back here, and then just have them welded up to where it just makes it, you know, a little bit stronger than it was. It will increase some weight, but I'm not really too worried about it. And I know some people watching are gonna be like, "Oh no, what are you doing? This is kind of a hack job." Well, I'm not really too worried about it. And I said, if it ends up failing, then at least, you know, the worst thing that can happen is my toe just goes out again or in. And honestly, like, just looking at the design of the trailing arm, there really shouldn't be, you know, weight put onto this, since there's already the two big bolts that hold on to the whole rear trailing arm to the body itself. This is merely for adjustment, and I think any load that this thing will see would just basically just be from, like, you know, turns, corners, and stuff like that. And even then, with good enough amount, you know, with good bushings, and these bushings are like nowhere near shot. I mean, you can always upgrade them. I don't really see this arm going through, you know, as much stress as, you know, it would be going through, like, the, you know, the body weight of the car, as well as all the excess load that it gets from, like, turns and corners. So yeah, I'm gonna go take this up to the shop and then get this thing welded up. Did a hell of a good job. It almost looks like a brand new part. All right, let's get it on there. So this just happened. I got super lucky. Like, I just came out with a big old scratch on my arm from the bumper. But yeah, that's with jack stands and ramps at the front of the tires, which just pushed it. So yeah, friendly reminder.
Always use jack stands and place them in appropriate locations. So the modified toe arm worked. However, one thing I didn't consider was now I cannot physically put the hub on top of the rear lower control arm, the bottom piece that locks in. And scavenging around, seeing if I can find my old OEM EK rear lower control arm, since the EKs did use a longer rear lower control arms than that of the EGs, DCs, EFs, and all those other chassis. And since this rear subframe area is nowhere nearly close to stock, longer rear lower control arm is going to be a must. So the EK is pretty much the only option. I actually took off the DA arm, put it up against the aftermarket Blackworks EK rear lower control arm, and everything lines up to where the hub goes on top of it, as well as the coilover bolts in, and it has that little extra length that I'm pretty sure will be able to accommodate the modifying of that toe arm. So yeah, that's my next step, is trying to acquire a EK rear lower control arm.
Well, unfortunately, guys, it didn't work. Or at least it did work, but it didn't solve my problem. Now I got a maximum toe. You guys can't really tell, but now it's toe in, and I can't maximize it to go out to level it out anymore. So the EK control arms were way too overcompensating. Now, that being said, I just found out that there actually are EF DA parts for adjustable toe. I think it uses like almost like the Skunk 2. Sorry, I apologize, I can't think of the name, but the spherical adjustment type stuff that you can adjust easier instead of just unscrewing the bolt every single time. Kind of like how the Skunk 2 camber, the upper camber control arm is in that same way, how you can adjust camber. They have that for toe as well. So that being said, guys, it was worth a try. Luckily, I didn't drop a bunch of money on trying to make this work. So here's some key notes if you guys are going to use EK stuff, which I really don't recommend, but hey, you know what, to each his own. Because this honestly would be, you guys are looking for that crazy negative camber car show look, then maybe EK control arms are the way for you. Now mind you, you see this negative camber right here? This is with the Skunk 2 upper control arm camber arm maximally set. Sorry, set at maximum for positive camber. So it's maxed out. Like I can't correct the negative camber anymore with that skunk to upper control arm. And that's what it looks like. So definitely a whole bunch more camber can be applied if I wanted to. But I'm not really a fan of the negative camber look unless, you know, it's like, if it's a show car, you know, that's fine. But, you know, so I would never dare keep driving on negative camber. It's just crazy on the streets. But just want to see another negative thing real quick. So if you do this, the coilover or the dampener is going to be at a kind of a 45-degree angle instead of a straight up and down to hook into the lower control arm, as well as you can no longer utilize the stock sway bar either because it cannot mount to those 3 holes right there. That's for like an aftermarket, like you would use like an ASR bar. But to run an ASR bar, you also need to run like an ASR subframe brace too as well for the bar to mount to that subframe, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was worth a try, guys. So my next and only option now is basically taking it back to the shop, have them see if they can stretch out the subframe on the driver's side a little bit more to the left to see if I can have more toe adjustment. And God forbid if we end up tearing up this rear subframe even more, or if it doesn't solve the toe problem, then this car is pretty much out of luck. Round 2, hopefully this is the final one. Well guys, the road to recovery has finally come to an end. Got it. Not perfect, but I was driving it as soon as we came out of the shop, and I can basically let go of the steering wheel and she will keep on going straight as long as the street's level. Which doesn't really mean anything. I definitely need to go get an alignment if the toe is somewhat visually, or sorry, not visually still out, which I kind of have a feeling it is to a degree. Then my only options is to take that stock arm, either make it shorter or risk forking out money for an adjustable toe arm aftermarket. And see there, my only issue with that is I don't know if like those adjustable toe arms are at maximum how should I say this, at maximum shortness, if it's going to be the same length as if the cut and re-welded stock arm is already at, which will pretty much do me no good. So we won't know until there, but other than that, guys, this car is ready to go. I just gave it a bath. But yeah, she drives good. I just need to get her registered and insured, and this will probably be the new daily. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.